Hello, my name is Yeji, otherwise known as ANdmadeco, here on YouTube and on Instagram. Today I want to talk about some new finished objects, as well as a few works in progress and some plans that I have for the future. And at the very end, I include a special giveaway if you want to stick around for that. We'll first get started with what I'm currently wearing, and I am wearing the Lumme by Sorry Nordland. Lumme is a pullover. The hashtag I think for it is Lumme pullover, and the sweater pattern just says Lumme. So Lumme stands for lily pad or lily in Finnish. That's where Sorry's from, and that's what the motifs represent. And it's a really beautiful colorwork sweater done in worsted weight. So I used Knit Picks Wool of the Andes worsted in Pink Posy Heather, as well as white. I made the size 3 and I used a 4.5 millimeter needle, which is a US 7 for the body, as well as a 4 millimeter needle for the ribbings, which is a US 6. And I'll stand up to show you what it looks like. I just want to start off by saying that I love how this pullover fits. And I knit the size 3. There is the intended positive ease on the bust, which isn't too much according to the pattern. I'll put that on the screen. And I have around, I would say the sleeves are pretty much at the top of the sleeve. It's a 0 positive ease, not much at all. It's pretty form-fitting here. And the sleeve length I love as well. So we'll start off with by going through the construction of the sweater. So you knit the ribbing for the collar first, and you knit it quite long because you want to fold it over. And then you start off right away into the colorwork portion. And the colorwork portion of this, as I talked about last time, of this yoke isn't too bad in terms of the floats aren't too long, and but it's not as mindless as others would be because there isn't a specific pattern. It's constantly changing. And so I did have to refer back to the chart, but it in terms of like just doing one row, I was able to get the rhythm of it and do like 2 in pink, 1 in white, 2 in pink, 1 in white, right? Until that row was finished. So that was really nice. And I also really liked that the short rows you have 2 options, or one isn't an option. One you do right after you split for the sleeves in the back to raise the back a little bit so that your sweater isn't choking you when you're wearing it. And then afterwards, after you knit the whole body, you have the option to drop the back a little bit. And so when you bend over and such, then the back is a little longer. So you have that extra protection in the back. And it's nice when I wear my high-waisted jeans that, my legs look a little longer from the front because I need it. And then my back is more protected for when I bend over and such. I'm not flashing anybody. I didn't do any modifications on the sleeves. I think I might be a couple centimeters, not like less than an inch shorter on what I did for the pink of the sleeve before I started the colorwork motif. But because you have the motif, you want to make sure that the sleeve is, I guess it's harder to gauge how long you want to make the sleeve for when your cuff will end, because you just really need to know your row gauge for your colorwork chart for that. And I think it's very beautiful. I really love how the colorwork on the sleeves tie together the whole piece. And I also appreciate that there is no colorwork on the body since the body is quite short. It's only 8 inches from the front of the sleeve separation until the end of the body before you start the ribbing. And the ribbing also isn't very long on this piece. And that's what's recommended. But of course, you're able to change how long you want the piece depending on your body. But I just followed it to pattern. And I really love how it looks on my body. Before I blocked it, it was very form-fitting. But now it is quite it has relaxed a lot, and I wouldn't say it's loose, but it's just fitted now, and I really enjoy how it looks. In terms of yarn usage, this actually doesn't take that much yarn, or not as much as I thought it would, and that's probably due to the shorter body. And so for the white, I only use 2 balls, which is 100 grams, and I only have maybe like 5 grams left over of that 100 grams. And so for the size 3, you really, or lower, I guess you can get away with 100 grams. I'm not sure if 100 grams would work for a size before. But I mean, to be safe, I would have more just in case. But I really enjoyed that, I only have little nuggets left over. And that's really satisfying. So I think 50 grams was just until the last flower motif. And then this little leaf portion, as well as the sleeves, were another 50 grams. And for the pink posy heather, I used only 340 grams, so just under 7 balls. And so I have 3 more left because I got it in a pack of 10. Overall, I am very happy with the sweater. I think it's very well written, as well as the fit. I love how it fits on me. And I was hesitant with the color at first, but wearing it and seeing it on me, I think I am getting more used to it. And I think it's a really great color, especially against the gray days that we've been having here. And so I would definitely, I think this is one of my favorite sweaters that I've knit this year. Next, we'll move on to my next finished object. And I'm not sure if you saw my Instagram post yesterday, but as I mentioned, I have around 3 and a little bit of this color left over, which the pink posy heather. And so I decided to make a hat. This is a Twisted Affair by Joji Locatelli, and it is a ribbed uh, brim. It's bottom up, so you start with the ribbing, and then you go on to the cables, and then you finish with these beautiful decreases. And this is a free pattern, so I'll put it on, show you how it looks. So this is how it looks on me. And I can feel it rising, so I'll take it off. This is actually a gift for somebody that I know, and I made it with the pink posy heather, but I only needed one, like 70 grams, so 1.4 skeins of the 50-gram balls, and that worked out really well because now I have enough yarn to make another one if I want. And this I used 4.5 millimeter needles, and in the pattern, Hohi uses 5 millimeter needles, and I think she uses Woolfolk Luft, which is a lofty worsted weight, whereas I think this is a more tightly spun worsted weight from Knit Picks. And so I decided to, and I really like the 4.5 millimeter US 7 fabric, as I just came off of finishing the Lumme. And so I decided to go for the 4.5 millimeter needles. I sized down a needle size, but I knit a size large, and I came out to just around the medium for the size in the hat. And as I mentioned before, I have a very large head, so it doesn't completely fit my head, but I do like how it looks. I found out about this hat from watching Tash, Mostly Knitting's YouTube video, and she had just made this hat as well. And she had mentioned that there was a mistake in the cabling instructions just beneath the chart, but then at the beginning of the written instructions, then it's correct. So what happens is I think there's like a missing semicolon, or a semicolon is placed wrongly. It's supposed to be placed after you knit 2, purl 2, and then you place a semicolon, but then I think it's knit 2 colon or semicolon and then purl 2, knit 2, whereas it should be knit 2, purl 2, semicolon, knit 2. And so I mean, but it is such a minor thing, but if it does confuse you, I would suggest reading the beginning of the chart where it says how to cable. Then it's written perfectly there. I love knitting beanies and hats because they move relatively quickly, and also I think they make really great gifts, especially for those who live in the colder climates. So I'll be sending this out. I hope it fits the recipient. It should. And I enjoy that that this is completed, and I have plans now to knit another one. My next finished object was a work in progress last time, and that is another Gnectar. And this is the second Gnectar that I've made. So it comes from this book, which is Gnomes of Grimblewood, and this is a book by Sarah Shira, Imagined Landscapes. And I knit this with a 3.25 US 3 millimeter needle. And this Gnectar is the marled gnome, and I read this last time, so I won't bother you by reading it again. This nectar I made with Nitpicks Felici, and the yellow is Brittle, and the self-striping colorway is Arcade Afternoon. And this was before they discontinued it, and I know that they just brought back Felici, but I don't think they have this colorway anymore. It turned out really cute. The I-cord topper is just a different color from this large yellow portion of the hat, which I think is quite cute. And I love how the pocket really contrasts from the body. So the body is made with the brittle Nitpicks Felici, as well held together with my favorite Regia 4-ply color Off-White 1992. I love that yarn. I feel like I've put it in so many projects now, and I think it's a really great base color to have. It's not a stark white. It's more of a, as it says, off-white natural base, but I think it's really beautiful. And that's the same color for the beard as well as the nose. And I want to say I'm pretty gnomed out, but every time I finish one, I want to make another one. And so I'm not sure. And my next finished object, spoiler, it's a gnome as well. So even after that, I'm saying all this. This will probably, or will definitely go into the white elephant gift that I'm planning on doing with my friends. So I hope none of my friends are watching, but I don't think they watch. So it'll be an interesting gift. We'll see if anybody even wants it, and it might just get passed around. But personally, I think Gnectar is pretty cute. So my next finished object, as I said before, is also a gnome, and this is Gnori. So I'll first read you the page for Gnori. So Gnori is the pocket-bearded gnome. Once a gardener for the ancient oak, Gnori is now enjoying a new chapter of life on the Woodland Council. It's more bylaws and fewer arcane potions than he had hoped, but he's making the best of it. And he did get that great tip on gathering pansy petals at twilight that changed how his gourd growth potion works. And so Gnori is a pocket bearded gnome, but I decided to omit the pocket, and I'll explain why just in a second. But just comparing Gnori and Gnectar, you can tell that Gnori has a bigger hat as well as a more trapezoid-shaped body, whereas Gnectar is more rotund, he's more round. And I decided to omit the pocket on Gnori because I'm actually gifting this to Jane from Happy Gnome Farm. And I've talked about Jane before. She's the one that dyes the beautiful Lopi style worsted weight yarn for the Cotswold Romney yarn for the best beret that I made for both myself and my sister. And then I made the holiday frost beanie pattern by Michelle Frazetta that I tested, and I gifted that to her. And she also then gifted me another skein of the Japanese indigo dyed yarn. But long story long, I was making these gnomes, and I just kept thinking that her logo is of a gnome as well, Happy Gnome Farms, and I would love to make her a gnome that looks like her logo, and so I decided to go for the red and blue, and so it turned out looking a lot more classic, like a classic gnome, and it's so cute. I will see her later today at the harvest market, and so I'm excited to be able to give this to her then. Gnori is made with the hat is made with Nitpicks Stroll Tonal. It's in that mini pack that I used for the Trim the Tree Light socks for the blue version. And that I also gifted. So I'm so excited to be able to gift my knits. And I think by gifting it, more people can get more wares out of it than I would if I had it in my collection. So that's a tangent. But this is the two colors are both marled. It's not marled in the pattern, but I decided to go with what I had. And so the red orange hat is from that tonal pack, and it is this is guppy as well as heartfelt. And the blue is a mix of Blue Yonder from the same pack as well as the variegated colorway. This one is Cascade Heritage prints, I think, in the color 24 Chambray. I'm not sure if they sell this anymore because I got this when I got that yarn from Romney Wools that I talked about last time. I think I got them at the same time. That was my fourth sock. I'm pretty sure this was my third sock. So this was before, even before that one. And I have this much left of it, so we'll see. I weigh all my yarn before, as I said, before I started. And so for the hat, it only took 16 grams, so 8 grams of each of the colors, as well as the body only took, I think it took less, 12 grams of each of the colorways. And then the white, again, is the Regia 4-ply and 1992 off-white. And this takes around 7 to 8 grams to make the hands, the beard, and the large nose. And so now that I know the exact amounts, I can really go stash diving and see what other gnomes that I can make. But I want to make another Gnori because I feel like it's just such a classic shape. And even without the bearded, the pockets on the beard, I feel I'm just so happy looking at Gnori. And as much as I like the other ones as well, maybe it's because Gnori is, it's a recency bias, but I really love Gnori. So we'll see what happens. But you might be seeing more gnomes in the future. And I'm sorry that it is such a gnome heavy month. But they are all going out as gifts. And I think they make a really nice gift because then you don't need to know the size of the recipient. And also then if the recipient doesn't necessarily enjoy having something like this in their house, then they could always donate it. And it's not, then they'll like, another person would, I hope, find this as happy as I do. The next object that I want to show you is my work in progress. And it is not the Musselburgh hat. I'm still working on that. I'm only a few inches in, and that's something that I just will have on the as a long-term project. But at the same time, I don't want it to go too long-term, so we'll see if I actually get to working on it. But we'll disregard that for now. And I started a new project a couple days ago, and this is the Northern Augustine #6, like I said I would, by Anne-Sophie Velling. And this is, I'll show you the current progress I have before I start talking about. This is what it looks like so far. It has I did the candy cane motif, holly, as well as the little gifts, and I'm working on the Christmas or just the trees now. And I think there are 6 motifs in total, so I only have 3 more to go before it becomes stockinette again. So I'm working on this with a US6, a 4mm needle, and the yarn I'm using is Isair Jensen with Isair Alpaca 2. The Jensen yarn I'm using is the color 8S, and again, there aren't really any names for it that I found, so I'll just refer to it by the numbers, and so hopefully you'll be able to find it better. The Jensen yarn already comes in 250-gram hanks. So when you're winding it, you separate it and then you wind it so it becomes really small balls like this, which is actually really nice because it's quite portable. And I didn't think that I would enjoy it because it meant more ends to weave in, but this is a quite sticky yarn, so it's pretty easy to weave it in. And I think you could probably split splice it as well, but I enjoy weaving in my ends more than I like split splicing, split splicing, just because it's faster for me in the moment and I don't mind weaving in my projects. Last time when I showed you the extra yarn that I got just because I don't think that I have enough of this one, I actually got the wrong color. So this is the color 82, and this is completely my fault. I thought I got the 8S, but I guess I flipped around the S and thought it was a 2. And so you could tell the difference. This one is a lot more green than this one. So when I was looking at it last time, I was thinking to myself, oh wow, that looks quite different. But of course it is because it's different. And I think I'll see if I can get another one of this from Tea Cozy, probably, maybe sometime this week or in the future weeks. My Northern Augustine 6 is quite low contrast, and I really like it. It has more of a old-timey Christmas, like a vintage Christmas feel to it, and I am enjoying that quite a bit. Maybe it's because I'm coming off of the super bright pink, but this is really nice, even though the contrast isn't too high. I'll have the colors on the screen with the numbers on it, just in case I don't get them correct. But this is number 56 for the green. For the white is E0, and I think this is natural. And this is number 33, 21 as well as 11. And I really enjoy how it's working. So Alpaca 2 is 50% merino and 50% alpaca, and it is so soft. The Jensen is more rustic in that it's 100% wool, and it softens up. It's quite sticky, as I said, and so it's great for color work, but it's not super soft. And so just having this just having the floats be all of this, or a lot of it be this alpaca too, makes this fabric so much softer inside, and I'm quite excited to wear it. The one thing that I did change already is that I didn't make the collar nearly as long as I should have. I think they recommend around um, 6 centimeters, and then you fold it over, so like 12 centimeters, and that would have been more than double this. But I'm thinking that with this being such a high collar, I wanted something a little lower. And so I think maybe I can fold this over and make it a really small collar, or even have it unfolded if that's something that will look better at the end product. But I'll have to see after I split for the sleeves and really block it at that point, I think. So we'll see about that. But it is a lot of twisted ribs and twisted rib. And one of the things I was concerned about was that I know the sleeve as well as the body hem also has the folded over cuff, if I'm not wrong. So I might just end up folding it over and also making the sleeves and the body be shorter to match it, which isn't too bad because my gripes about ribbing and twisted rib and ribbing I think are pretty similar in my books, because the way I knit, it doesn't make it go any extra or like go any longer or slower. But again, it's ribbing. I'm still on my first ball of this Jensen yarn, and this is like the 50 grams, so it goes quite a long way. But I think I might need just an extra bit, so other than the 3 that I have. So we'll see. So that's it for works in progress for now. And this week, I'm not sure exactly what else I'll be working on, but I have another itching, like the itch to make another Gnori. And I think it's because, so I have this bag of my scraps for my sock yarn, and I have more upstairs, but this is just like what the my colorful sock yarns, where my colorful sock yarns are. And so and this is right now under the couch since I've been making so many gnomes. And I see it because I'm sitting on the floor most of the day, playing with my kids. And looking at it, I think I want to make another Gnori, but maybe with this Seattle color way. This is it's blue and green for Seahawks, but I'm not sure what else to pair with it. So we'll see what happens there. But because this is just right in front of me, I feel like it and it doesn't take a lot of time. Um, and it's so fun to make these gnomes that I might make another one, but again, we'll see. Another plan that I have is to make another hat. I'm not sure if I'll make a twisted affair again or another hat. And so this is the pink posy heather that I use for my Lumme, but I also have this blossom heather, and this is wool of the Andes sport weight, and this I got from making my. This is a leftover from making my Missoni Accomplished, and I think that was like the 4th one I made by Espace Tricot. And first I was thinking, oh, well, if I want to hold a sport weight, then I have this, which is the Blossom Heather, and maybe these will go together. But as you can see, the pink from the Sandiscarn, I think it will actually go better with the pink Posy Heather. And so now I'm thinking maybe I should just hold this worsted weight. And now that I've made one, maybe I should hold the worsted weight as well as this silk mohair and go up a needle size back to a 5 millimeter, which will be a US 8, as the pattern states, and make a hat with this. And it'll be really nice as well if I make the twisted affair, but I'm not sure. So we'll see if I decide to make another beanie or not. But it just seeing a pattern and then playing around with yarn and then looking at the options that I have, it sometimes gets me into like decision paralysis, but I know that I want to make more beanies. My end goal is someday to have like a whole stash or like a box of beanies that I put for gift knitting, and then when my friends come over, then they can just choose which beanie they would like. Because personally, as I said before, I don't wear a lot of hats. Number one, because my head is so large and I have a lot of hair, and that because I have such long hair, I would say like 90% of the time that I'm awake, it's actually up in a claw clip, and I'll probably show you a video of that too, because it's then out of the way. My kids, they grab onto my hair, and a lot of the times I find it getting caught and stuff. So when I go out or when I'm filming, then my hair is down, but most of the day it is just up in a claw clip. Next, I want to talk about some acquisitions that I have, and this is pretty yarn adjacent, maybe knitting adjacent, but not completely. As I said last time, I did get a whole thing of nylon mesh, and I think I can give away most of this. I think I'm not sure if I got 2 yards or 5 yards, but it is a lot. I'm not a sewist, so I am a horrible judge of how long or how big a piece of fabric in yards would be, even though I know that a yard is similar to like a meter, and I can see in my mind how long a meter is. And growing up in Canada, we do things by meters, kilometers, centimeters, and the weather by Celsius. But then our height and our weight is in like inches or imperial measurements, and then in pounds and such. So my whole knowledge is kind of mumbled up in here. And so yeah, I think I'm probably going to cut this and see on Buy Nothing if anybody wants some, or if my friends in Seattle want some nylon mesh, then you know who to come to. Um, so I got this so that I can hold the poly pellets in it, and I'll show you a picture of that as well, so that it won't be jumping everywhere. And that's what I did for Gnori, and I love it, and I'll do it again. My final acquisition is something that I was influenced by, but I was on the fence about it. I think it's growing on me, and I think it looks more cute now. But when I first saw it and got it and tried it on without socks, then I was kind of iffy about it. And what I'm talking about are the UGG rain boots, and these are the Drizlita. And I think they might be discontinued. I'm not sure. I did have a hard time finding it. I got mine off of Snipes, and what I did was I just typed up UGG Drizlita US size 8, which is what I am, on Google, and then saw what came up. A lot of places were sold out, and a lot of places only had specific sizes. And so that's what I would suggest doing if you are interested in getting these as well. And so they do have the whole like sheepskin, and then there's like a little like camel print in the bottom, but mostly I got them because they are clear, and so it's the perfect rain boot to wear with your hand knit socks. And so it would look like more like this, and I'll have a video of what it looks like. And I think I'll definitely keep these. They're growing on me, and I'll let you know how it wears. I haven't worn them yet, so that's why I'm showing you them, and they're very clean right now. They're the cleanest they'll ever be, but I think I am more on yay about it than nay about it. When I put the poll up, currently I think it's sitting at around 75% yay, 25% nay, to 70% yay, 30% nay. So I think some people are also on the fence about it, and some people have strong feelings about it. But I think it's a yay for me, and I'm excited to get more wear out of my hand knit socks with these rain boots. I do have to point out that they are quite heavy. So if heavy shoes aren't what you're looking for, then these I don't think make probably a very good like walking pair of rain boots. But just to go somewhere and to show off your hand knit socks, I think they're perfect, especially because again, we live in a very rainy climate. Our drainage system here is quite good. I know when I lived in the North Bay area during my college days, anytime it rained, everything would kind of flood because the drainage just wasn't prepared for it. Whereas here, like in Vancouver, where we also get a lot of rain, it just goes out, and so that's really. The last thing I want to talk about is to say thank you for 100 subscribers. I hit 105, I think, today, and so I'm very happy to have you here, and thank you for watching my videos. And I would like, seeing as it is Small Business Saturday here today, I would like to gift one person a $50 gift card to Tea Cozy Yarn Shop, which is my local yarn store, but they do ship internationally as well as domestically. And so to enter this giveaway, please like this video, leave a comment down below, anything you want, as well as follow me on Instagram. I will never ask for your information by replying to your comment or anything, so please don't fall for any scams. And I will announce who wins in 2 weeks from now. So not in my November Makes video, but the video after that, I'll announce the winner. So please come back for that. I think that's all. I just want to point out that, it is Small Business Saturday, and I would like to support more small businesses. So if you do have any small shops that you want to share, please leave them in the comments. And I would love to get to know more, businesses in this community. And what I do, I know that it's like the season right now, it's Black Friday shopping soon and such. And so what I like to do is my sisters are asking for my wish list. And anytime I see them, like I saw the 5 to 6 organized knits had a interchangeable needle case, or like a small like project bag. So I put that on my wish list and told my sister, oh, you want to get it now before it sells out, but also don't tell me the pattern that you get, so at least that's a surprise. And so that's how we've been doing it. That way everybody gets exactly what they want. And I think another sister got me I asked also for like the Woolberry mystery skein pack for the sock set, and so I think one of them got that. And then I told my husband I want the naughty and nice a little like the mystery skein also, I think, from Mulberries. So those are the steps we've been taking so that everybody is able to get what they want off of their wish list, but also have enough like to plan out their budgets so that we're all prepared for the holiday season. And I'm very, very grateful for my family, of course. And I am also so happy that I know exactly what I'll be getting, but at the same time, not exactly what I'll be getting. So I'm very excited for that as well. This week is American Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to all of my friends in the States who celebrate. And I hope that you have a great week. I'll be back probably by the end of the week for my November makes, but I also want to point out that next Tuesday is Giving Tuesday. And if you are looking for a charity to donate to, we donate to Food Lifeline. And I think that's it. I won't go on for any much longer. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great week. Bye.